For my underdogs, the ones willing to pay the cost. Even when we're up, we gotta take a loss. Underdogs are always against the odds. I'ma use this opportunity to do it for my underdogs. I'ma do this for my underdogs. I'ma do this for my underdogs. I'ma do this for my underdogs. Yeah, my underdogs.
Welcome back to another episode of the Rec Center Podcast. I'm Kenny Edwards. Man, we got a hell of a show today. Somebody that's been looking from afar and commenting and hitting me, and so we're gonna give him a chance to speak his mind, man. Lo, what's good?
Hey, what's good, man? Hey, shout out to our last guest, man, Jay Ryder, man. I know Jay got a lot of phone calls after his interview, man. So shout out to Jay for taking his time, jumping on the Rec Center Podcast, man. We still trying to get ZP on to do his part, man. We wanted to hear from ZP, man. But hey, I'm excited to hear about this guest too, Ken, because coming up from the same hood, he went to Oakland High. He was one of the transcending first big guards that was playing back then, man. So I want to hear his story and see how he came about it. One of the things we talk about, we already had one of your other Ohio guys on. Shout out to Marshawn, man. So one of our first guests.
Right.
We might even need to do a second interview with Marshawn, Ken. A follow-up interview with Marshawn. But welcome my guy Ed Walley, man. Let's get to hear from Ed Walley, man. Ed, what's going on?
What's up with it?
Man, what's going on, man? Hey, glad to have you on the show, good brother.
Hey, man, appreciate it, man. I'm schooling.
Hey, Ed, I said from the same hood, man. You know what I'm saying? Do you remember them Manzanita Center days, man?
You know I do, man. That's what made us, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, Ed, I didn't even know you was really that good like that, man. Like team basketball wise, I know that what did Marshawn said? You drug him to come play at McChesney?
Yeah.
How did that work out? How did you realize Marshawn was good enough to play like that?
For me, I was already playing. I was already kind of good. You know what I mean? I was already doing my thing, and we was outside one time in 7th grade, and he was grabbing the rim with 2 hands.
Wow!
We was just outside. You know, out of nowhere, he just did that shit. Oh, excuse my language. But out of nowhere, he just did that. So you know what I mean? From right there, I'm like, bro, you coming with me?
Hey, and the rest is the rest was history after that. Hey, do you remember? Do you remember them McChesney and like the middle school game, McChesney and versus Bret Hart and McChesney versus King and Frick? Do you remember how the gym was back in them days?
Yeah, it was rocking. Yeah, them was some good games.
Hey, I remember being young and watching them games, and it's like Bret Hart. They supposed to be in the team, right? And I remember, and I think Marshawn had a fast break dunk or something. He was the first person I saw dunk in junior high, right? And everybody knew Marshawn had hella hops by time. So this one y'all in the 9th grade. I'm in the 7th. By the time 9th grade come around, Marshawn is dunking really with ease. And I'm like, God damn, he got super hops, right? But Bret Hart rival was Montero, but for some reason we stayed funking with McChesney. I ain't gonna say Edna Beers, McChesney back then, man. We stayed funking with them, and I think it's because a lot of people from our hood was either going to McChesney, Roosevelt, or Bret Hart, right?
Bret Hart, yeah.
So from being from where we from, we wanted to always beat Roosevelt, or we got to beat McChesney, man. Those type of rivalries, right? Did you play AAU back then as well?
Back then, I didn't. I didn't. I just played, you know, around everywhere, but I didn't really know about AAU and all that. I was outside mostly. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I told Ken that back in the day, like, dude, I didn't know nothing about AAU until I got to Bret Hart and realized, and I ran into Marcus Malone at Bret Hart, and he was playing for the Rebels. I said, but our thing was playing for Manzanita Center, going to go play ONBL and park run. So we didn't really know too much about AAU.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we don't come from that, bro. It wasn't all that wasn't around where we was at.
Man, we were going to go get our run on with that.
Our playing up was not playing one grade above us. It was playing against grown men at the park. That was our plan.
For real. Like for real. Yeah, that's where we got it from. Exactly.
Hey,
That's where we was at with it. The first time I seen some AAU team, I was playing with a team like what you was talking about. We walked in the gym and I seen Zarek. It was crazy. He was looking like LeBron out there.
Hey, shout out to ZP, man. Hey, what
Yeah.
age was that though when you realized, hey, okay, I'm playing for my center, but it is AAU basketball, and I need to. Did you ever go jump on any of them teams, or did you just wait till you got to high school?
I always wanted to stick with my guys, man. I didn't care about, all that. I cared about it because I like basketball. I respected it, but, I felt like, I'm going to do this with my people,
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
we talk about this all the time. When you got to Ohio, and we got to think about the people that came before us that was going to Oakland High. So you got Lavelle, Vandale, you got KP and them going there. And Cook, because Cook your age, and Cook, right? And Cook already there. When you get there, and you hooping, what was the OEL like at that time, and what was your welcome to the OEL moment?
Oh yeah, it was crazy, and it was crazy exciting. It was bananas back then. When I first came in, I played JV because I wanted to play with my guys. Everybody was telling me to play varsity or at least go out for it or whatever, but I just stayed with my people until I couldn't no more. They moved me up, you know what I mean? So they forced me to play varsity. So, you know what I mean? So when I first went to the game, it was a big difference. You know what I mean? It was crazy.
From JV to varsity?
Yeah. Because that's like night and day. JV, you got like a couple people who might stick around for the game, but you come to the varsity, it's like animals in a cage in there. It's like they're going crazy.
Who was on Ohio varsity when you first got there? Because I know y'all, but I don't know the class that got before.
A whole lot of football players.
Hey, dude,
they was nice though. But it's like
a different game.
You doing your football feet work, but you got to come over here and do basketball footwork. Is just, you feel me?
Well, some of us can manage.
No, not a little bit, Ken. Just a little, right? It made it different from the guy that was strictly basketball players, right? Yeah. Hey, but going into OEL back in the day, because I don't know this, I didn't play basketball. Did JV participate in the jamboree?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Hey, listen to me. If that's the case, here's the thing, Ed. If I'm you and I'm on JV and I'm going to the Henry J for the jamboree, ain't nowhere in the world I'm not saying, Coach, I ain't playing this shit no more. Move me up right now. Because
I didn't even know about the jamboree. I didn't go, nothing like that. I found about it in the 11th grade.
Wow. What was it like when you first went to your jamboree, when you got to play in it?
That was crazy because it was another experience just like that, but even bigger. You know what I mean? It's like what you see on the movies or something. It's like, damn, this is how this goes. You know what I mean? Like, that's I like that they do that. You know what I mean?
Hey, they need to bring that type of energy back to the
that was crazy.
OEL, man.
But you can't recreate it though. Like the time, the era, the culture, like all of that played a part.
I mean, Ken. I think that energy that would give the athletes nowadays to see some OEL history, like it's like being a part of the OEL history. One of the things we wanted to do was everybody wanted to make it to the Coliseum after Fremont played in the Coliseum in '95. Right. Everybody that wanted to go to the Coliseum and play their games there. Some of the people, like the energy of what the Jamboree created, a January Saturday afternoon, and you got everybody at one location in Oakland teenage years, bruh. Like that type of stuff needs to be brought back. I don't know how it get brought back, but those were some great times to even just be a fan of, right? So
yeah, you need those experiences when you're young, because as you get older, like I'm saying, I've never seen it, so you need to go through that so it's not as big to you. You know what I mean? Later on.
Absolutely.
The only thing you wanted to do in the Jamboree was dunk. Like, ain't no defense. Like the only defense you playing is to get a leak out. That's it. Like that's all you want to do is get a dunk, so all the girls can see you.
You saying it's equivalent to NBA All-Star Weekend? That was the Jamboree.
You hit the nail on the head.
Right there. The equivalent to NBA All-Star Weekend.
And I mean that kind of fun is like almost unmatched. You know what I mean? And it's like Yeah, you need that.
And when you got to Ohio, was Freddie the coach there that brought you up to varsity, or who was the coach when you got there?
When I got there, Scott Ferris was the coach.
Okay.
Yeah, crazy thing too, because when he left and went to Skyline, he got me suspended for a game.
Why? What you do? What was the violation?
The year before the last game, I got kicked out the last game. So like you have to miss a game
the next year.
Oh, well, you have to miss a following game. So he got it sent over from the next year.
Damn.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What was that bad blood about? He left y'all. You didn't leave him.
Either bad blood or he knew Walley was finna kill his ass.
Hey, so what year? What year was that?
I broke their rim at their school.
So that's what I want to talk about, Ed, man, because you were one of the bigger guards in the league, one of the bigger point guards in the league, in your position. Back then it was like the real short, fast guards that like to facilitate, but you were a bigger guard that still facilitated. Did you ever think about moving to the shooting guard position?
Yeah, I wanted to starting out, but I could always kind of dribble better than most people until I got around Marco. He could kind of, do both dribble and shoot, but so his shooting was just as good as his dribbling. So he was, went to the 2 and I stayed at the 1.
Yeah, Marco was smooth.
Yeah,
Marco would have been
on and off the court. Marco,
he would have been a tall guard too. He would have been a big guard too. Because
how tall are you, Ed?
Last time I checked my height, it was 6'2.5".
Yeah, that's a big point guard, especially.
I always got to put that half in there.
That's a big point guard back then. And so here's the thing we talk about with your Oakland High team, man. Because we do definitely talk about it a lot. We talk about it versus Ken 2000 team that won that championship. But with your Ohio team, y'all starting 5, it was 4 seniors. And did Ray Ho start? Ray Ho was the only junior, right?
Yeah, he was.
Y'all had this team, and I remember back then they didn't have a shot clock. So what used to pick me out with Freddie is he would spread the ball around, and y'all would pass the ball for 5 minutes with nobody fucking going to the hole or shooting the basket, just wasting time. Did you ever feel back then that Marshawn was out of position?
Marshawn was definitely out of position. It's hard to explain with him. He was out of position, but he was so good at, doing that he wasn't out of position. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense, but then again, it kind of, I'm thinking about like you, Ed Walley. We talked to Marshawn about this as well. We talked about, players back then were really, really, really good, but wasn't getting highly recruited at that time. And I wonder, like, if Marshawn was at the 2 or the 3, would that have helped in recruiting and stuff like that? That's why I'll be like, man, was he out of position?
He wasn't then, if that's the case. He wasn't out of position because he didn't have exactly that 2 game at the time. He got more of that, like,
at Merritt.
And leaving high school. But when he was first coming in, he was just jumping higher than everybody. So he was able to put it in. You know what I mean? Like he said, he didn't miss. He didn't lose no tips. You know what I mean? He's just jumping higher than everybody. So, and he was a fast learner. So he kind of developed his game inside out.
Got it. Okay.
Plus, you got to think if he don't do it, who else gonna be down there?
Yeah. Because we didn't have no tall people.
I don't know, but Pocky Wade was bigger than Marshawn.
I love Pocky. That's my big brother. I love Pocky to death. But
body-wise or height-wise?
Pocky on Will Levy. Pocky. Come on now. And I love Pocky. That's my guy.
We all 6 foot, 6'1", man.
Yeah, y'all all the same? No, I thought Pocky was taller than Marshawn, though.
Sometimes height ain't everything.
If so, not by much.
Okay.
Yeah, we was like Ray was starting 5. Ray was probably the tallest person on the court for us, and he was 6'3".
Yeah,
got it.
But our starting 5, yeah. I was probably Marco. Marco probably the second tallest. Yeah, okay. we wasn't tall at all. We just ran everybody out the gym. That was all Freddie.
All Freddie, man. We got to get Fred on the show, Ken. You got to make that happen.
Oh, he ready. Whenever
ready?
we ready, he ready.
We got to make that happen with Fred, man. So, Ed, who were your not saying Ohio rival, but as a guard, who was your rival that you always wanted to play a game against when you had to play them? From what school?
It was just people who I wanted to play, who I thought was probably better than me, who I wanted to get better, like good as or better than, you know what I mean? So I would say Correga, Benny Hill, people like that.
Okay, great. The names come up a lot, man. Benny Hill, he was known for being a sniper back then, man.
Yeah, because he played more like he could play whatever, but I guess you would call it more like a two guard because he was shooting that thing.
He was shooting that thing. Benny Hill was pulling. We have, who did Marshawn say you dog, man? Marshawn was like, man, how many go care, man? I'm going to tell you this, man. When we played against Fremont, and Walley dogged they guard. Who was the guard that you dogged? Who did was it Marquise? It wasn't Marquise. Marquise was young. Was it DeAndre Perty? I don't know who it was. But they said Ed Walley dogged the guard. We gotta follow up Marshawn and hear his story again on who he said that was. Ken, you don't remember?
Say that again.
Who did Marshawn say Ed Walley dogged as the other guard? He said, man, Ed was going to work on him.
Was it Doug?
Julio? It was Julio?
Was it Doug Gutierrez?
We got to go listen to it. Hey, matter of fact, you tell us, man, how many people you dogged? How many people you had on that list?
I'm going to just put it like this, man. A lot of names that y'all said on this show, they know me.
So I think it was Doug, because this was the story, Lo. I believe this was the story. Because Ohio won the regular season. And I believe the story goes, Mac in the playoff said the key to winning was shut down Ed Walley. So I think it had to be Doug that he was killing. I could be wrong, but I think it was Doug he was serving, and then come playoff time, I was like, hey, just don't let Ed beat us.
Okay, it could have been Julio. Yeah. It could have been Julio.
Doug wasn't really guarding me that much. They had they put the big left hand guy on me. They was leading me into traps and shit like that. I was passing a lot.
York?
I remember that. No, not Sean. Rest in peace. That's my guy. What's his name, man? He was the killer at Laney. What's his
Eric Coverson.
Eric Coverson, man. He's a dog, man. He's a dog, man. Shout out to that whole Mac team, man. Yeah, they was nice, man. They was ready for it. Yeah.
I remember that game, man, because being a 20s representative, man, we were really, really, really deep up at Merritt College, man. They got the game with that Merritt when y'all played McClymonds, man, and it's like, okay, we got this. We got this, man. They go win it. Ohio go win it. And I remember that game, man. And for the first half, Marshawn and Will was going back and forth for a while in that game. Do you remember we had this top 25 list, Ed, the infamous top 25 list, right? Some people got left off the list, right? Did you ever see the list and who was on it, or who you think should have been on it, or who should have been off of it?
I heard the list. I don't know everybody. After school, I should have been more focused with the OAL, but I wasn't. So I don't know everybody, but a lot of the lists sound good. You know what I mean? Couple people, you know how I go. There's a couple people who you would play against, so you might have had a good game against. So you'd be like, he shouldn't be on that list. But I mean, they probably did their thing overall. So you can't really say that. You know what I mean?
That's a good point, because I feel like that.
It's like I killed Frank Alaco, but it's like everybody be like, put him on the list. You know what I'm saying? Y'all like 17-4.
Oh, you guard him too?
Yeah.
Oh, see,
it's a couple other people who y'all be naming who, like, I had a couple coaches like, man, are you scared to guard him? You know what I mean? Shit like the stuff.
Who was some of the coaches was asking you that about though?
Ray Young.
Ray. Ray a big guard. Ray was a big guard for his size as well.
Yeah. Like I said, Frank Alaco. It happened a few times.
But do you think like a team like St. Joe's, right, would just, how can I put it? Because I don't want to say they were better than you guys overall, but position for position, they were more skillful basketball players. Like they were like basketball players. Like they had Ray, they had Blandon Ferguson, they had a few other people. Like, do you think that St. Joe's was just because of how they were able to bring people to their school, was just a better team than y'all, but not better individually?
I think that they were well coached. I think all the players, had some good experience behind them.
Okay.
And you don't want to. I don't want to take nothing from them. They was damn good.
They were a good team, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and individually good.
That's what I'm saying. But sometimes it'd be a system, right? It'd be a system to me. This is just me. It'd be a system where whoever come into that school and come up under that same coach will be able to run this system effectively, and you go win, and you go win, right? So we talk about this all the time. Can we take certain players, like if Ed Walley was at St. Joe's, do they still win hella games? Yes, right? Yes, they win hella games. But can we take one of the St. Joe's players and put them on Oakland High, and would that make Oakland High team that much better, or is it the same? You get what I'm saying?
Depend on who you switch.
Depends on who you switch. Yeah. Depends on who you switch. Yeah.
Give me an example, Ken.
You put Ray Young on Ohio, they're going to be good. If you put now this is not a knock on Renee.
No. Will Ray Young at Oakland High will Oakland High beat that McClymonds team in 96?
Well, in 96, he's a sophomore, so I don't know. But
he was playing varsity as a sophomore.
Okay, but now you're looking at Ed Walley, you're looking at Marco, and I love Marco to death. But I would start Ray over Marco. And now you got Marco coming off the bench. That's more explosive. Now, if you put Renee or Nate on Ohio, I don't know that anything changes, because I don't know that Nate or Renee are any better than Marco and Ed.
Okay, I got you.
You see what I'm saying? Or if you take fucking Justin Davis, who is 6'8", like I believe the 96 Ohio team and our 2000 Ohio team, right? Neither one of us had a player over 6'3". That it's hard to win like that. So if you give any one of us Justin Davis, Andre Brewer, any of those bigs, probably.
And then it's also like which time, because like you said, when I played Ray, he was real young, but shit, you get him in the 12th grade, that's a
whole different player
animal. Yeah, you know what I mean? So
true.
Yeah. You can't discredit some of these programs.
That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes the program has a system, right? The system. Clint had a system to me, right?
I think players make systems.
I'm against that.
You took Tom Brady out of New England, and Tom Brady won. New England didn't.
But did he bring his system that he had gotten from New England?
The triangle worked with Mike and Kobe, Shaq and Pippen, like players. Like I heard a saying one time. We'll get back on track because we're getting kind of off track. But I heard a saying one time, and Lo, as a coach, this is true. It ain't the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmys and the Joes.
It's both to me, Ken. It's both. It's both to me, man. Cause like I'm gonna give you an example. Before we get all to this, right? You might be right. Because now that I think about it, Coach K not being able to go further in the tournament because you don't have the players no more that's staying with them. So y'all, you might be right. Hey,
I'm gonna just say that's why we got coaches. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they need to figure that out, because it like some players do flourish better in certain systems, and then some players is good no matter what.
Right.
That is very true. I agree with that.
Okay, here's my other thing, right? Ed, I ask this question all the time, man. Give me somebody in the OEL while your time was there that was underrated. That like we had actually, you know what? Your name came up on the underrated list. Like, hey, you know what? Ed Walley was considered underrated because he not getting enough pub for what it is that he were doing, right? So your name come up on the underrated list. Jabari Gilbert name came up on the underrated list. And now we have somebody brought to my attention, Ray Holt, right? Because people like, hey, Ray was really better than what people be talking about, right?
For sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
Give me someone else you that came up that to you that might have been underrated, didn't get enough pub as they should.
Like I said, I didn't see a lot of people that y'all named, you know, and I know
No,
a lot
from
of
your
people
turn.
got better
From your era, from your time.
in my era.
Yeah.
People that was underrated. Marco was underrated, but I think that, you know, that was me and his fault too, though. We didn't leave it all out there like we should. Well, you know, we could have done a lot more. I don't know. I don't know.
Who else? I'm trying to think of your era players that we would consider underrated. I just know like Ken didn't get the chance to see Jabari Gilbert, and Jabari Gilbert was underrated to me because Jabari was cold. Jabari was cold to me.
Jabari was solid, man. Yeah, he was good, man.
Jabari was cold, right? So
That
Jabari
jumper's
was
in your face.
all day long, right? And I think the reason Jabari came off as underrated was because, you know, that Marcus Malone was there and Marcus Malone had a hype at first, and then it went to, you know, John Tarr, Bernard Beard, and all of them. But the killer on that team, all of them years, was Jabari Gilbert.
Jabari, he was definitely solid. You know, like that Ray Lewis, that he's quiet, you ain't gonna hear about him. Rashard Lewis, he's quiet, you ain't gonna hear about him, but he's gonna give you 20 every game. Just like that, like, yeah.
And another person was your name. I'm trying to think of who else we had on there that was considered underrated.
Just in general?
In general, yeah.
Correga comes up.
Correga. But
yeah, because like I was saying, you know, those lists really mostly consist of scoring, and people like me and him did more than just scoring, you know.
Right, absolutely.
Playoffs, championships type stuff all the time because, you know, you're able to lead your team, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another person that's come off underrated, me and Ken had a debate, was another Oakland High guy, Brandon Gilbert, right? Because B Gill, and he another McChesney guy. You damn McChesney guys, man. So B was a hooper to me, but it was like he was better at McChesney to me than he was at Oakland High. That's what was my thing. And didn't Rod Ratliff? Did Rod Ratliff go to McChesney with y'all?
Not with me.
Okay, but he came through McChesney as well, though. But Ed Kim was like, nah, man. Brandon
was nice, man.
He was like, man, Lo, what did you see? B Gill was a killer. And I'm like, man.
B Gill got scholarship off basketball.
But see, that's what I think happened listening to Lowe's point. Most of the, and I don't want to lie, but most of the guys that I think we herald as the top guys played on winning teams. In 96, Brandon was like, what, a sophomore?
Sophomore, yeah.
Sophomore.
Yeah.
Sophomore.
And then he was on a loaded team, so he probably didn't really get to show out like that. Then after his junior and senior year,
Ohio won.
So he not really being seen like that.
Right.
But if you ask, but in 98, if you ask those guys that played against us, they might say Ohio was shit, but they're gonna get a props to
they're gonna get a props to Big Gill, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that made me come back to, man, is Big Gill on the underrated list because of what Ken just said? Yeah, that's my thing with Big Gill. So who give me?
That's my guy. It's a bias. I'm going to Big Gill, man.
Family, boy, you know that's family.
You Ohio guys.
Yeah.
Give me two people for your overrated list. Overrated.
For my overrated list.
Was
I
Frank
already told you one. Yeah, I was going to say that. I was just going to say that.
Frank
Yeah, I already told you
Frank
one, yeah.
Ken not gonna like that though.
I'm a big Frank Alaco fan.
Ken not gonna like that because Ken had Frank Alaco picked over Brandon Payton. He had him over Brandon Payton.
Please.
That was Ken.
Please, nowhere near.
I think it was the Tribune or the Examiner had him over B. Payton too.
Hey, but Jay Ryder made a good point. He said, dude, his daddy was the coach. His green light was a little bit different than Brandon Payton green light. That was a good point.
Yeah,
made. That was a good point Jay Ryder made. But all right, you got Frank Alaco on your overrated list. That was Ken Guy. Who? Anybody else from the OEL you had on the overrated list?
Who was on the list again? So I could.
No.
Yours. Who you think was overrated?
Who did you play against? You think was overrated?
Man, you know, when you're going against some boys, you're gonna think everybody overrated because you trying to, you feel me, do what you can do. You feel me, trying to figure it out.
Yeah, you can walk into the game like that and get hit for 30 and be like, hey, that motherfucker is not overrated. He's nice, right?
You know, like for me, it was a couple people that was younger than me, so I would call them overrated. But then, you know, I'm sure, you know, like when the time went on, they got a lot better, and you can see the results from, you know, from that. You know what I mean? But
is that the gift and the curse of being hyped up? Like, because now it's like one of those Lonzo Ball things. He comes to the league hyped up, and then now you get these killers like, hey, I'm gonna show this kid something, right? If that the consequences of being hyped up, I'm not saying this guy is overrated, but I'm gonna give you an example, right? When Marcus Malone came to high school, right? He had a huge name on the AAU circuit because there wasn't that many AAU teams out there, right?
Well, yeah, he was overrated at the time, yeah, for sure. Because
his freshman year though, right? But by the time he became a senior, they gave him the name.
It's different, yeah.
He gave him the name Marcavelli. He's killing, right?
Marcus Malone, I saw
his projection was there, but at the time it wasn't. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. That's what I was talking about, man. That's what I meant. Hey, one of the things Marshawn brought up is the game that didn't happen when y'all was supposed to play against Balboa that year.
Balboa, that was gonna be fun.
Was that after he had already torched the OEL and y'all wait next in line, or were y'all like in the middle? It's supposed to happen and it didn't.
I think he had just hit Skyline for something nice.
He was scoring by himself what teams was combining for back then.
Oh yeah, 82.
Yeah. They had but they had like real college style type of players on their team. You know what I mean? Like you got the Marquette, who is tall, he's a baby Shaq, you know what I'm saying? We didn't have that in the OEL. We just had talent, you know what I mean? Like Will and Tuck was giants by themselves. It was blessed to be on the same team. You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
So yeah.
Hey, but I wish that game could have happened, man, because I would want to see how y'all played against that team. How y'all played against Balboa.
So this the thing. We had played them in a scrimmage. We did our thing. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Oh, you thought y'all did a scrimmage?
Yeah.
Was it at Oakland High?
People didn't know about that.
I didn't know that. Was it at Oakland High?
It was at Balboa. It was at Bal.
Oh, y'all had to walk in there. And one of the things about it, Ken, when we played, Ken, did you ever play a San Francisco team in San Francisco gym?
Burton, and we had to get escorted out.
Yeah, right. right. Like if that Oakland, I don't give a damn what school it is from Oakland, going to go play in a San Francisco high school gym. And it wasn't like you was going to go play Lowell. Y'all was going to go play Philip Burton and Balboa in the hood school gym, right? Different type of environment, man. And it's just like, you know, y'all is an Oakland team. We still got that. Like to this day, I can't root for San Francisco, nothing.
Nothing.
Right? Nothing, right? I can't root nothing San Francisco or nothing LA. Right? It's just not in me to do that, right? And it's like I can imagine what it's like in hoop. I saw it in football and the way they lined up on the fence against us in football. And hoop, you ain't got no helmet on, no pad to protect you. I can imagine it's all of the shit talking. You can hear it. I can imagine what that one was like.
My brother from out there, so I know some of them dudes. So I don't take it as personal because I know what they,
Yeah.
They trying to compete just like us. They trying to psych you out. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But they get after the game, they gonna show they got real love. You know what I mean? They're not tripping like that.
They ain't show us no love. One of them dudes had a ducktail and little Dre and Lorenzo. We won. Oh nah.
Yeah. And I can imagine the shit.
Well, I mean, like I said, I knew some of them, so it was different for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we had to sit in the locker room for a minute.
It's always good to have that. I know somebody passed around.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I felt at Mac. Because it's like I knew people there, so I'm cool.
Yeah.
No, hey, that's how I felt at Fremont one time.
Oh, really? I never felt threatened at Fremont.
Man, when the whole riot is about to start, I'm right in front of the crowd on the opposite side from my bench, man.
Hold on. Wait, hold on. Slow down. Wait. It was a riot at y'all game where y'all was playing.
I mean, not a riot like that, but the whole crowd rushed the floor. The whole Fremont crowd rushed the floor. So we thought it was going to be something serious going down.
What led up to that?
Man, one of our players slammed a Fremont player out the air. He was going for like a layup or something. And then, man, like, damn, what are you doing, man? Like, shit.
In the Fremont gym?
Yeah.
Back then. Oh, yeah, I can imagine that.
I'm surprised nothing did happen.
Yeah, security guard Fred couldn't control that crowd at that point.
You gotta get security guard Fred on, man.
Hey, Fred knows everybody and everything. Security guard Fred couldn't control that crowd that day. Hey, what was it like after you left Ohio, man? Did you keep playing? Did you get recruited? Try to go play JC somewhere? Did you keep playing hoop? Get recruited? What was going on?
So I was supposed to go play for Santa Clara, but I didn't do the right stuff with my SATs and stuff like that. So Santa Clara wanted me to go to LA, but my mom wasn't messing with me. They wanted me to go to a JC, but she wasn't really having it, and I didn't have no money. So I ended up going to a Loney. But like after losing that championship and then not being able to go to Santa Clara, my head wasn't really in basketball no more. You know what I mean? Right. So I still played because that's what I was doing, but I was just kind of there though,
Would you have been on that Santa Clara team with Steve Nash?
I would have went right after he went to the league.
Right after he went to the league?
Yeah.
I think that would have built something up as like, hey, Santa Clara got these guards, man. Go play, come.
That would have helped me.
Guard connection, man. And one of the things we talked about on the show with can't see who that was like, man, when we don't like it. Oh, it was our last show with Jay Wright. I said, man, sometimes Oakland don't cultivate athletes the way that other cities do, right? Like, because even without no money, we would have be supposed to make sure our athlete is good, man. You gonna go to LA and you gonna take this. Your mom might let you go. Here goes some money. We gonna make sure you straight because we know where you going. I see it a lot from other cities and other states, but I'm like, Oakland is like we be good athletes, man. Then it's like, we got that street thing on it. We got the hood with us. Like, hey, man, I remember playing football at Laney and the hood is at the game. I'm like, hey, I'm showing out today. I'm doing this. My mind wasn't even in the game. My mind was in my people's in the stands, right? So,
I gotta do this. I gotta
do this, man. Let me make this, man. I'm arguing with the coach. I want the ball. My guys here. I gotta show them that they didn't come for nothing, right? Was it like that in basketball for you as well?
Yeah, it was like that. Yeah, for sure. I remember playing Skyline, and I got a little dunk, and then I looked right at my peoples in the stands, and
right. I them days I remember that like heavily, man.
E Breezy, rest in peace. Yeah, I look right at it,
man. He used to have his game juice because regardless wherever the games was at, he was coming to a game. He was getting there.
Straight up. Me and he played JV together, so yeah. When he was coming to the games, we was
Yeah, he's gonna find his way in that game, man. Shout out to E Breezy, rest in peace. He has had a birthday that just passed last.
Me and him used to always have these little kind of talks before the game, so you know what I mean. That's why. It was good to have him at that one.
Man, absolutely. Hey, what was it like after you stopped playing? And I know you said you just stayed away from the OEL, but like when Marshawn then was like, I was at Merritt when he's playing at Merritt, and now he's the two guard and he's shooting these jumpers. Did you ever think about, hey man, let me come out of this and go run with the guys at Merritt?
I didn't. I should have, but I didn't. I didn't even know exactly what they was doing over there. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. It was like
But
everything was coming full circle. It's like Freddie the coach, Freddie coaching, Marshawn them playing. They got little DeAndre up there at this time, and they got some hoopers. I'm like, and I remember ZP up there, ZP up there. They had to do I hit DeMar Suggs, right? DeMar Suggs is Jalen Suggs from Gonzaga. That's his daddy, kid. They got
Really?
yeah. So they got these dudes.
I didn't know that.
They got these dudes up there and they hooping. Even Steezo came out of nowhere. He balling. That came from Mac, and they was really good. And I remember back then.
hey, you know, Steezo called me the other day and gave my flowers, man. Shout out to him, man.
Hey man,
Steezo
ready to get on, man, because he got told by I forgot who it was, man, that he didn't make no list. He's like, hey, I didn't make no list. Yada,
y'all better
yada.
put Steezo on that list, man. Y'all know
Man,
that boy is nice.
We trying to get Steezo on, man. He in that Atlanta time. He got 3 hours ahead of us, man. So we got to work our schedule out for that. But shout out to Steezo because he was one of the ones that was really, really, really good after high school.
After high school, yeah.
Really good after high school.
Yeah. So, and then these lists is about high school. So
it's about high school. Like even if you went to the league, if you went to the league from your university, JC, or you played and1 ball and you can dunk and went to the league, the list was high school, man. So like I was telling Ken, I might not make our high school list because I didn't get to do nothing. Shit, I was a punt returner and a kick returner. So it was one of those things, man. Hey, but let's talk about what you got going on now, man. The music thing. How did that come about?
Yeah, man. Carter Block, man. My brother was over there doing his thing, man. I was doing music too after I stopped doing basketball. One of the people who I was doing basketball with in junior high, he was doing music. Kenny Tweed from the Mechanics. Okay. So he got me in there. That was in like 2000, 2001. I was in the studios with him, just learning, soaking it up, you know. And you see him now, he is, you know, doing his thing.
So hold on, let's back up. You said 2000, 2001. So you've been in 20 years now and around it.
Yeah, I've been around it a long time. Yeah.
Hey, that's
dedication.
Yeah, absolutely, man. How do you feel about the music scene though, in the Bay Area right now? Like, is it harder to get on now coming from the Bay Area? Did we miss our era as a hyphy era pad? Did we miss our time? Or how do you feel about it now?
I just think that time be showing us that we got to stick together a little bit more, and that's what we don't do. You know, if we got to figure out a way to bridge the gaps, or cut out the burning of bridges, the high side on each other. You know what I mean, and figure out how to work this thing out, because we kind of all we got. You know what I mean? Outside of here, they're not really checking for us like that all the time. You know what I mean? So
absolutely,
we need to get together a little bit more.
This might sound
easier
crazy.
said than done.
This might sound crazy when you said it's easier said than done. I was just about to say that it might sound crazy. It's that rooted in Oakland, the competition with each other, the not supporting each other, the regardless of what genre of business you're in, it seems like Oakland find a way to hate on Oakland, regardless what it is. It's like we give flowers to the people when they make it. Like, I'm gonna hate on you until I'm gonna hate on you until you make it, right? So like, just imagine the hate Dame Lillard felt before he became Dame Lillard or somebody like that. Until you make it, I'm hating on your ass. After you make it, that's my cousin. That's my cousin.
We went to high school together.
Hey, so
oh my goodness.
And that seemed like I hear that a lot. Music, sports. It could be something as simple as selling clothes. Hey, you know what? Marshawn got this town royalty. It's cool, but he didn't make that town royalty as nice as I would have did it. And now it's in Macy's that people like, yo, that's the town royalty joint, right? So I think you're absolutely right that as we get together more on these platforms, music, sports, and everything, it'll help everything out better.
Because, like, you know, we do the arguing here, and then you go somewhere else, and then they definitely don't want you to take their light or platform or whatever. So now you got to fight them and fight here. This is this, you know. Absolutely. But if you're doing it, you got to do it. You know what I mean? It's here, so you got to put it together. So that's what we've been doing, you know.
Absolutely, man. Keep pushing that. Keep pushing that. One of the questions I saw, Ken, and I wanted to bring it to our platform. Walley, tell me what's the most defining play of your basketball career? Like, what play you would never forget you made that kind of was like, hey, this kind of defined my career?
That happened like a couple times. But like breaking that rim and skyline, that was nice because I always felt like I was a little dude, even when I got tall, you know what I mean? So I didn't break the rim like that, but, you know, it was just like a couple screws fell out. They had to replace them. They had to stop the game, you know what I mean? So
what was the play? What happened on that play? Was it a tip bop? Did you get a fast break?
Fast break. Yep, got a steal, fast break dunk.
Hey,
yeah, felt good.
I was about to say, to be the guard that break the rim, because I saw Solomon break the rim at Tech, but it was like really broke the rim. The rim was just broke, right?
Yeah.
What was it? What was it like? Did your team rush the court when it happened and while the game was stopped, or did the gym get quiet? Like in Ohio and Skyline was a real rivalry as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The gym had I think they kind of appreciated the dunk, the whole gym. You know what I mean? They got a little amped up with that. But then when they started having to, they stopped the game and started having to fix the screws, everything got quiet. Like, what is going on?
What did he really do?
What just happened? Yeah, what just happened?
Was that your welcome to the OAL moment?
Nah. That was in the 12th grade. That was because Scott had got me kicked out that last game, so it was like, it was a little aggression. Yeah. It was a little aggression with the dunk. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
What was your welcome to the OAL moment?
My welcome to the OAL moment was that was in the 10th grade. Oakland High. We went to the when I got moved up to varsity. So, yeah, my first game we played against Castlemont, and I got to see Michael Franklin. It was like, whoa.
How nice was Michael Franklin, man? Because he's not on our list because our list don't go back to 94, right? He's not on our list. But how nice was he? Because me and Ken missed him.
Everything you hear about, he was that nice.
I saw Mike Bomino put something up one time, and like he was nice. He was nice, and he's 1994 nice, Ken. So it's like you called somebody nice back in 94. And what we comparing to, like to say he's nice. But what was it that you saw about him that made you be like, wow, that motherfucker is nice, that you saw while you was a sophomore?
The movement, the agility, the hops, the awareness, the IQ,
just a ball.
He was on it. Yeah. And don't be under that rim.
Embarrassment, right? Hey, when we had Jay Ryder on the show, Ken had Jay Ryder pick his 5 that he's bringing to the park with him, right? I had you on my squad. I think we would have beat their team, but then I saw Tea Time. I saw Tim list and was like, oh, but we gonna lose to them. He picked a nice ass squad. You pick your 5 that you taking with you to the park, Ed. Open run, either in San Ramon or Alameda. Who you picking to go run with you?
Me, Marshawn, ZP, Theron, Solomon, And I'm gonna have to pick you, man. You gonna have to
I'm the
meet
coach.
me. You gonna
I'm
have
the
to come in
coach.
for each other,
I'm the
man.
coach. I'm the
We're gonna have
coach.
to switch for each other, man. Yeah,
I'm the coach. I'm the coach.
Yeah, Lo.
I'm the coach. So you did a good thing. You didn't pick a whole bunch of people that's gonna argue, right? so Jay Ryder picked the all-time arguing team that's gonna argue with the whole
No,
part.
ZP arguing though. ZP, he
The
gonna get his Draymond on. He gonna get his Draymond on.
The cold part knows when he said, "I'm gonna pick you." I thought he was talking to me.
The Ohio connection,
yeah,
right?
I thought my brother was gonna pick me.
Ken, you bother me too much, Ken. I got to get you on the other team, Ken. We got to.
Hey, one of the things, Ken. But Ken, how far you think that team go?
But now that he just bagged on me, they gonna go as long as until my team get on the court.
Hey,
you know
what? Hey, absolutely. Other thing we want to say, Ken talks this talk all the time. I'm with y'all. Oakland High 96 versus Ken Oakland High 2000 team, right? Now going off players, I don't think they can fool with y'all off players. Ken's argument is they're the Oakland High team that won it. You guys didn't win it. Do you think that has anything to do with if a game was played, y'all wouldn't blow them out?
Whoa! It went from beating us to now they blowing us out.
Ken, team player by player wise, Ken, I personally don't think y'all can beat them player by player.
No. You just went from beating us to blowing us out.
I think it'll be a blowout, Ken.
Okay. So
yeah, Ken, y'all wouldn't have a chance, Ken.
Minus Ray Holt. We have played.
Why do we have to minus Ray Holt?
No. I'm saying in real life, we have played them in open gym. Ray Holt just was never there. That's all.
I wasn't.
Uh-oh. Now they're missing 2 starters, Ken, to get your starting 5.
Bruh. Okay. Tone Parker and Ed Walley. If anything, it's a wash, but Ed's not better than Tone Parker.
So you saying they're even?
No, I'm saying if I'm gonna entertain any argument,
you're saying they're even. They're even.
But I think Tone Parker is better than Ed. Now, I'm 100% honest. I only saw Ed play a couple of times.
Okay.
So I'm not like super knowledgeable on Ed.
All right. So
most people who see me only play a couple of times say that. This is like Jay Ryder. He only see me play once or twice. So
But I have seen Ed play.
No, stop that stuff. So when you said that, right? Yeah. You and Jay Ryder about same height, same. He back then y'all were the same size. 21. Would you have beat Jay Ryder?
Please.
Hey, Jay put an argument in John Tar did confirm his argument, Ken, that
he did. He did.
He did confirm it that Jay was going off.
Stop trying to change the subject. So
okay, I'm gonna let Ken say this before we go like this. All right, so the guard matchup is a wash.
Now this is, and I love all my big brothers, and all my big brothers is the reason why we won it. And Freddie. The hole where we about to dominate. I love Marco to death, but he cannot guard me.
Don't say
or Jermaine Washington.
Okay.
Or Allende.
What are you? Hold on. Allende was on your 2000 team.
Yeah.
He was a sophomore or junior. Freshman. Okay. So here's the thing, right? Let me come back.
And who else was the starting 5? Because I can only think of 4.
No, their starting 5 was Ed Walley, Pocky Gordon.
Come on, bro. Pocky wouldn't even play on our team.
Pocky was good, Ken.
Pocky wouldn't even. He definitely wouldn't start.
Hold on. So let me finish. So
and he wasn't better than Mossy.
Hold on, Ed. Correct me your starting 5. I got Ed Walley, Pocky Gordon,
Wade.
Pocky Wade.
I'm sorry, Pocky Wade, Marco Colston, Marshawn Ferris, and Raymond Holt.
And Marshawn and Dante Campbell down low. That's a battle, bro. A battle, bro.
How is
I done seen Dante stop Leon Poe, Tremaine Fuqua, DeMarshe Johnson. I done seen all of them.
He's shutting down people that got big bodies that's not moving as fast as Marshawn.
Tay doesn't have concrete in his shoes.
Tay
was a Division I football player at the end. Like
he played football with me, Ken. I was there.
Yeah,
but listen,
Tay
what I'm saying is this, Ken.
And Tay can jump just as high as Marshawn.
No, he cannot. See, Ken, that's where you fuck your argument up.
What?
He cannot jump as high as Marshawn.
What?
And Wally, let's hear your that 5. You don't even know something.
And then outside of B. Gilbert, you can't even name nobody off the bench.
I can. B. Gilbert, one Leandre on that team with y'all too.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. But y'all ain't got many people that can beat Ant Santage. And he was, because he played football. That was the reason why he was coming off the bench.
Ant wasn't even better than Larry.
What? Why you doing it like that?
I don't know. I never seen Ant.
See what I'm saying?
I never saw Ant play.
But Ant was a football player, Ken.
Hey, man, look, I got to give y'all props, man. Y'all was nice, man. But, like, Tay Campbell, that's my little bro, man. Like, he damn near, like, learned everything from me, man. You know what I mean? Like, I used to go, me and Tay and his pops, man, we used to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Tay was a little baby back then. Like, Tay, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not gonna say that he was gonna beat Marshawn. You know what I'm saying? That's a little bro. That's a little bro.
I said it's a battle.
But I understand where you're coming from.
But Ken, who's the battle with Ray Holt then?
Me. Me. You forget I was all AL. You forget.
Yeah, but you
forget I was second leading scorer on the team.
How many inches away are y'all in height difference, Ken?
We beat how did we go 9-1 if we can't beat nobody with height?
Freddie coaching. Was it Freddie coaching?
No, Vieira was our coach, senior year.
Oh, you talking about your senior year? Freddie's system. Like by that time, y'all used to Freddie's system in the being smaller and running. Were y'all running?
I don't remember. But yeah, I mean, so you got to get up and down. We wasn't 10 passes and run the shot clock down. We definitely wasn't doing that. I mean, we just our attitudes. We ain't finna keep passing the ball like that. Somebody got to put it up.
And so, Ed, do you know who Antonio Williams Parker is?
Yes,
from Oakland High. So he don't know who Antonio Williams Parker is. Ken.
Antonio Williams Parker was the second. No, I think it was Paul Jason Van Dyke. I think Tone was like the third leading scorer in the OAL that year, and I want to say he was the best point guard that year.
In the OAL.
In the OAL. And the only person in the area that I think was better than Tom Parker is Deshaun Freeman.
I'm biased, Ken. I didn't see too much of Antonio Williams Parker. I had somebody bring his name up to me in comparison to Brandon Payton. They said Brandon Payton should not be on our. They said Antonio Williams Parker should be on our list ahead of Brandon Payton. I'm like, that's bullshit. You're playing with Antonio Williams Parker. You're Oakland High guy. Yeah. Would you have taken him over Brandon Payton?
Nah.
Absolutely not, right?
Nah, it's levels. It's levels.
So here, hold on. That's my thing to y'all 2000 team. It's levels to beating that 96 team. Because
I think we could beat them.
Only team that
I'm not saying we're going to. Yeah, go ahead.
No. Only team that beat that 96 team, and you got to think the level of competition that they played, Ken.
I'm not buying that.
How you listen to me? They played Mac.
Yeah.
They played Mac, and who was all on that Mac team, right?
Tuck and Levy.
No, they didn't just win it with Tuck and Levy. We just talked about E-Code.
Okay, I'm better than Eric Culberson in basketball. Like Eric Culberson will tell you that.
Y'all might play alike, Ken. I think y'all kind of play alike.
Okay. So I can't really say this because he was older and out of shape, but I served Eric when we played 20.
That was that 24-hour fitness, Ken.
And he was hella old. I ain't even gonna put that.
But hold on, let me go back to this. So that you got the McClymonds team they played against, right?
Yeah.
Good McClymonds team.
Yeah.
Fremont 96 team that they beat out still had who was on that? DeAndre Pertee.
Okay.
Fred Shavies them, the Shavies brother.
So did we just beat nobody?
Wait. Trevor Carson them.
Okay.
Eric Rosby.
Okay.
So they it ain't like I don't think y'all was beating them caliber teams. Y'all beat a young Oakland Tech team that had Leon them on it. Young Oakland Tech team with Leon and Armando them.
Yeah, they were really 1 year away from going to NorCal finals.
So
see that young to old argument be something else, because that's just like Larry Guest. They had Larry Guest, and then you see how Jay Ryder was getting on him. But then, I'm sure, like y'all say, by the time he got to the 12th grade, that's all I hear is his name. But when we played him, he was in the 10th grade or something like that. So it's a different game. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, because Larry Guest started off at Tech, Ken, and he was not state champion Larry Guest at Tech. He was on the JV team.
I mean, but it's not very many 10th graders and 9th graders that just be dominating like that. Normally it's a progression like that.
So you got to think. So people saying what they seen. So Ed saw a young Marcus Malone, a young Larry Guest,
young D-Tuck.
Young Tuck. So I'm not gonna never say.
Yeah, but I saw 96 at 96, and that's what I'm judging on.
Yeah, but you saw them playing against 96 caliber teams.
Yeah, and I think we could have beat those teams, and I think that the teams we beat were good teams.
That's an argument you guys gonna have to. We got to get Freddie on to settle that argument. Freddie's the only person that can settle that argument for you guys.
Now I will say, like, I'm not saying we would blow them by 20. I'm not saying we wouldn't have to scrap it out. I'm not saying in the best of 7 we sweep them. I'm not saying that they could not beat us. I'm saying we were just as good and we could beat them, is what I'm saying.
Don't go off the win, though. Like the win, us not winning that championship, that's deceptive. Don't go off of that.
Nah, I can't say that, because I firmly believe you can't judge the heart of a champion. It's another like that gets you over that hump. Now, competition do play. Who you playing against does matter. Like that does matter. But I also think there's another level of like grit. And I will say y'all might have gave us that extra grit, because I always say that 2000 championship, we won that for y'all, and we were built by y'all. I always say that.
I'm gonna say this, and I bet you Freddie will agree. If Freddie not in his first year of coaching, we win that game.
I believe that matters. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
Hold on, you said that was Freddie first year coaching?
Yeah. First year going to the head coach.
And
experience matters.
Yeah,
because Nate had been there already. He was there the year before that too, Coach Nate.
Do you think, because Ohio beat y'all twice in the championship? They beat y'all.
Mac beat us twice.
Mac beat y'all twice.
Yeah.
Right? What was the big difference between them games and then when y'all played them in the in a regular season? Going into them championship game, what was the major difference that Mac did?
Freddie had us set up to run people out the gym, being that we wasn't as tall. Mac, being that they were the tallest team, they went before when they played us man to man. So we got it in. When we went to the championship, they went to a zone, put the arms out, you know what I mean? So that changed the game. So the first game, we had to figure it out, you know what I mean? Second game, we had it figured out, I believe, you know what I mean? But then me and my coach, we didn't see things eye to eye. You know, I was his coach on the floor, but we kind of got confused, and we was up by 7 in the fourth quarter, and it went to the left. You know what I mean? From there, and Mac, you can't play with them. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's a hard fourth quarter OL basketball 7-point lead. That's kind of hard to lose.
Something like that, 5-7, something like that. Yeah,
that's kind of hard to lose. Like, OEL basketball or any basketball is a momentum game, a momentum changing game. Somebody get one.
But in my heart of hearts, Freddie listened to me. We win that game. At the end of the game, I was so mad. I ended up not shaking the team hand. You know what I mean? And shout out to Mac. You know, for that, it had nothing to do with them. That was me and Freddie. You know what I mean? Like it was crazy.
What was it like playing for Freddie? Because I enjoyed it.
Man, it was crazy fun, but it was also like.
But how young was
you had to be on
Freddie?
Point, man. You had
how
to be on
young
point.
Was Freddie in '96?
Freddie was like 25, man.
25.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? And he was straight out of college, party animal. Like he was one of us, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Like, how old was Freddie?
But like, look,
Fred is a coach. Fred is a great coach, though, man. He's a good friend and brother and all that. You know what I mean?
Like anybody that said they played for Fred back then, I don't even have to know nothing about you. I know you tough. Because to play for Freddie. You gotta be tough.
For real, he gonna test your mental.
Oh shit, and your physical.
Sure.
That's one of the things I want to talk to Freddie about, Ken, because I saw Fred last year and he was coaching at Sacred Heart Cathedral in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I want to ask him about that toughness you talk about from the Oakland inner city public school. Do the kids at that private school? Can you still do the same thing?
Look, all I'm gonna say is what Fred was doing in '98 when I played for him, you cannot do now.
Wow. Good question. Good.
At any school.
Hey, but you know, Fred is still a good coach. He's still winning championships. You know what I mean? So he adapted. You know what I mean? He know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if we didn't play for Fred for 2 years, I don't think we win in 2000. I don't if Vieira was the coach when we came in 10th grade, I don't think we would have won it. Fred gave us that grit, that toughness, that underdog.
If Fred is not our coach in the 12th grade, if we had the same coach and Fred is not our coach, we don't make it to the championship.
Right.
Shout out to Fred then, man. Do you think, Ken, with Fred, so after y'all won it, Ken, when was the next time Ohio won it again? Or did they ever win it again? Did Allende win a championship?
We won it again.
Did Allende win a championship?
I mean, he went up against that tech.
Did Dame Lillard win a championship there?
I don't think Dame won. I don't think we won again until like TJ and PJ got there. I think. Don't quote me.
I think Dame got one, didn't he?
Because
Dame fell against those MAC teams.
Oh yeah, no, they didn't beat the MAC because the MAC team won every year. The OEL. Yeah, Justin said they won every. Will Cherry won every year.
MAC don't play. They know what it takes.
Yeah,
they like the Pistons. They know how to come there and beat your butt.
Yeah. So
if you don't know that, if you ain't ready for that, yeah.
Okay. Good.
It's gonna get physical. It's gonna get physical.
But see, people. I hear all the time people give 2000 credit for what Ohio turned into because Ohio hadn't won the playoffs since like the 40s. But see, what we got to do, and I'm happy we got Ed on now, is it didn't start with 2000. For me, it started with 96.
96, yeah, appreciate that.
96 is the reason I even went to Ohio.
Yeah, we won that first. We won that first regular season.
Right.
That's the first time. Well, to my knowledge,
that made me want to go to Ohio. So now I don't know what, maybe 96. Be like, it started in. But for me, it was 96 started it.
So let me ask you.
Hey, I appreciate you saying that because one time I had somebody say that same thing to me, like, "Hey, what you do?" And I said exactly what you just said. So yeah.
So let me ask you guys a question, and it's crazy because I want to get him on and ask him the question too. What was the reason for Freddie leaving? And after putting together this program that he started, basically that started these wins from y'all new in 96, was the catalyst to your 2000 win, Ken. What made him leave? Is that one of them jobs where it's like, okay, I started this, I should be here 10, 15 years type job? What made him leave Ohio? That's the Freddie question.
Yeah, because I mean, I've never talked to Fred specifically about it. I know he did go to Merritt after Ohio. So to me, it's like maybe he was trying to climb the ladder. I don't know. But yeah, that would be a Freddie question.
Yeah, let that be a Freddie question. I got to ask him that question because one of those things with like Coach Edwards on our football team. He got to Tech my sophomore year. We went to the Silver Bowl my senior year. They win the Silver Bowl with Marshawn. And it's like, this is a job. You created this system that got all of these players to come here and that. You don't leave it, right?
Right.
So I want to ask Fred that, man. Definitely gotta ask that question. But Walley, man, thanks for coming on the show, man. Send us out
Appreciate
with
it,
some words, man, because we were trying to get you on ever since the Marshawn interview. We just needed to get some steam going. And then Jay Ryder helped kick it off, man. When I picked you on my team, Jay Ryder gave me a look like, oh, what Walley gonna do, right? So he kind of helped kick it off, man.
Because he want to be there.
Hey, Jay Ryder a Taurus and I'm a Gemini. We can never be on the same team with each other. We argue too much. It turned to an argument, man. But
hey,
man,
he do that kind of arguing that's gonna make you love him though, man. You gotta, you know what I mean? Like he gonna make it competitive, and then y'all go kick it afterwards, man.
Absolutely. Gonna argue like crazy, man. Yeah, man. I got another great call from Quincy after our Quincy, man. Shout out
Bozeman.
Bozeman. Shout out to all our guests that listen to the
podcast. Shout out Q
podcast.
Bozeman, man. Yeah,
Q,
that's my guy right there.
Like, low, man. I didn't even know, man. I walked in a barbershop and they were listening to the podcast in the barbershop and was like, Q, I thought they just brought your name up. So he go back and listen. So he called me, man, and all of the good things he was got going on, man. So shout out to Q for shout out to everybody that listens, man, because I like that type of y'all playing in the barbershop. Hey, that's big to me, man.
For real though, man. Hey, this is a good thing y'all doing, man. This is beautiful right here, man. Keep this going, man. Keep expanding, man. You know what I mean?
And we working on it, man. Before we expand out of Oakland, we want to make sure we give all the ones we feel they should get their flowers. We want to give them their flowers, man, before we start going to go interview people out of the city, out of some places just to get their stories. So definitely, man, thanks to all our listeners that pay attention. Wally, thanks for you taking the time and coming on, man. We know you
appreciate y'all, man.
You got them Diddy hours, man. So we know your Diddy hours. You ain't up when we up, man. So I appreciate you taking the time to come on, man.
Yeah. Let me say this, man. Y'all go check out Lil Duty, man. He be on the radio on KML. You know what I mean? Carter Block in the building. You know what I mean? Town Royalty Podcast, Oakland Rec. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, man, appreciate it, man. Have a good day, E.
You too.
Hey, shout out to Ed, man. You Oakland High guys. I'm sitting here with Oakland High blue on and all kind of stuff, man.
He was in the spirit.
Hey, man, I had to bring my guy on the Oakland High spirit, man, with the blue on. Hey, but shout out to Ed, man. It's crazy that we talk about this, Ken. I asked him that too, man. Like how we get sidetracked in our athletic thing once it don't take off the way we wanted to take off, man. Because oftentimes, like I tell my son all the time, I didn't go walk in with a backup plan. I never had if this doesn't work, what's next, right? And good thing he jumped in the music business because he said he'd been in since 2000. That's damn near right after. So he knew what he wanted to do after that, man. So shout out to Ed Walley, man, and his record label, Carter Block ENT.
That's my guy.
Great interview, man.
Yeah, every time I run into Ed in public, it's always love. But this Ohio thing, man, them dudes took care of us. Them dudes, we talk our shit, but them dudes, Marshawn, Ray, Ed, Marco, Paki, Troy, like all them dudes came back and showed us love and groomed us. So, it's always gonna be love between us.
Hey, was Robert? What didn't Ray had a brother named Robert? I'm not sure what year he graduated though. I think he might have been 96. Cause Ray's 98. His older brother might have been 96. Maybe he didn't get that much playing time or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
You would think the older brother got more friends than the younger brother. I wonder what happened with that.
I don't know. But both my younger brothers ain't nowhere near as good as I was. So.
I'm better than my older brother.
Shout out to Mel.
Shout out to Mel. I'm better than my older brother. Like I told you the story when I got to play against him when he went to Oakland High. So it was sibling rivalries, man.
I think we about to make an Ohio run though. We got to get Freddie on. We got to get Mario Bobineau on. We got to get Ray Hold on. We got to get Omari.
And the waiting list is still. He didn't go to Oakland High. It's KP. His brother went to Oakland High. I saw KP the other day. He's ready to get. Hey man, I was out of town when y'all tried it, man. But let's do it, man. So definitely want to get KP on just for the simple, knowledge of going to Skyline, playing in OAL, then being at his time at Cal and what that was like for the Oakland players that was coming to Cal. So we go work on getting KP on, man.
Yeah, this is solid, man. Well, thank you guys for another episode. Hey, man, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Rec Center. Man, we've been played at barbershops. Man, that touched my soul right there. If you're being played in the barbershop, you got something going. So that made me smile.
Hey, all we got to do is once it comes to the point to Ken where we getting played outside of the barbershop in the car, Apple Music, that's when we got to change the production, get a production team going, everything, right?
Hey, it's coming though. But again, with that production team and stuff, man, definitely help us out. Subscribe to the channel. follow us on Instagram. We got stuff going on there, but we definitely, Lo and I got plans to really take this thing to the next level and really give you guys something to be excited about. So, man, thank you, Ed, Walley. Man, it's always good to see my Ohio guys on. So thank you for coming on. I'm Kenny Edwards for Lorenzo Parham. We out.